Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays is suing Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson for refusing to swear in Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva, who was elected a month ago in a special election to represent more than 800,000 people of the greater Tucson area. Grijalva says she believes Speaker Johnson is refusing to seat her because she would be the final vote necessary on a discharge petition to release unclassified records about convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Last week, the House Oversight Committee released a new set of Epstein documents, including call logs that included someone listed as Donald Trump. As all of this unfolded Tuesday, an explosive memoir was released by Jeffrey Epstein's survivor, the late Virginia Roberts Giuffre, titled Nobody's Girl, a memoir of surviving abuse and fighting for justice. Virginia was the first survivor to come out publicly against Epstein. In the book, she details how he groomed her along with his co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell, who met Virginia while she worked at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort. Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year sentence for sex trafficking. Giuffre writes, quote, "In my years with them, they let me out to scores of wealthy, powerful people. I was habitually used and humiliated, and in some instances choked, beaten, and bloodied. I believed I might die as a sex slave," she said. Virginia also details how she was forced to have sex with Prince Andrew 3 times, beginning when she was 17. Virginia also said she was beaten and raped by a well-known prime minister. Virginia Giuffre died reportedly by suicide earlier this year in Australia at age 41. Nobody's Girl was completed just before she died. In the book's foreword, her collaborator, Amy Wallace, describes an email from Virginia shortly before she died that read in part, quote, "The content of this book is crucial as it aims to shed light on the systemic failures that allow the trafficking of vulnerable individuals across borders. It's imperative that the truth is understood and that the issues surrounding this topic are addressed both for the sake of justice and awareness. In the event of my passing, I would like to ensure that Nobody's Girl is still released," she said. For more...
All right, hey, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, as always, give all praise unto our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash. Ever honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutations and blessings to the hopeful elect that is scattered throughout the 4 winds of the earth, that believe wholeheartedly in the true doctrine that is being pushed throughout the 4 winds of the earth, or who are in hope of mercy and salvation during the time of Jacob's trouble, as well as when Yahweh Shai returns to the planet Earth. All right. Back on the night watch. As you just heard, I got this clip from. I'm not gonna play the whole any more of this because they mentioned the EP files pretty frequently throughout the duration of the video. I just wanted to play that to set up this lesson, and Lord will is edifying to the hopeful elect. But what you just heard was, in the main part I wanted was the very beginning. All right, the Arizona senator who hasn't been sworn in because she holds that last vote, which will force Congress to release the EP files, right? You should know what the EP files is by now, all right? And most people think, oh, Nero 47, he's in them. Yeah, of course he's in them, but he's not the only one, all right? He's not the only one, all right? The whole, anybody you deem important, anybody you deem you know, celebrity status, whether they be A-list, you know, all of your A-list celebrities, all right, they all are part of this whole worldwide um, commerce of people, okay, sacrificing, all right, and the most heinous and demonic works that your brain can fathom, which ultimately is rooted in the worshiping of Satan, all right, because as it is written, you cannot get uh, the fame and the power and the money in this world without doing so. I don't give a damn who you are, all right? You cannot be of no status in this society without bowing down and worshiping of Satan. And this is something that our people, they'll speak about it when they get these celebrities, you know, they get caught in these scandals like Diddy, but then they'll forget about it. You know, they'll forget, be right back at goddamn uh, that high yellow uh, uh, dancing dope fiend demon, Chris Brown, be at his concert when he's another one. All of these top A-list celebrities, rappers, entertainers, actors, actresses, sports figures, they all know about this underground left hand worship. All right, and it's all combobulated or coagulated into some bullshit ass EP files, which I say bullshit because it's a lot deeper and a lot more sinister than you people think when it comes to those files. All right, like you had this woman that's she's dead now of a parent's so-called suicide. She wrote that book, Nobody's Girl, and she's giving her account on you know what she went through when she was being trafficked. You know, she was 17, underage, being passed around, this, that, and the third. But they not telling you, and what they really don't want to come out is the little people, as some people refer to them as when they would go to these freak offs at the Diddy mansions, the Hollywood mansions. All right, when it gets a certain hour, all right, they bring children in there. Okay, and when I say children, I do mean that children, because that's a part of their society. That's a part of that secret society. You know, that Jay-Z rapped about. It's a secret society. All we ask is trust. All right. Why you think it's a secret? It's a secret because the things that they do behind closed doors, in order for them to stay in the positions that they have, in order for them to maintain the riches that they have to do abominable and wicked works. All right. Molestation on little children, sacrificing babies and little children, eating of feces, uh, uh, eating of human flesh. These are all things that more than likely are in these EP files. And this is the reason they don't want them coming out. All right? It's a lot deeper than a grown man laying down with a 16, 17-year-old. All right? Now, I'm not saying, these teenage young women that were passed around and trafficked and this, that, and the third, that's okay, which is not okay. All right? See, because in a righteous society, these young women, okay, when they pass the flower of their age, they will be married off. to a man that's well off in order to be taken care of. And they would be with that man until he or she dies. They wouldn't be passed around. All right? And I'm saying when she passes the flower of her age, meaning when she is able to bear children. Okay? A woman can't control her the age that she had that she becomes a woman, where her body starts to develop eggs to bring forth children, which is her cycle. When she gets her first cycle, she can't control that. It could be 12 years old, it could be 13, 14 years old. Normally, that's the age of a young woman. All right, and by the time she hits that age, and like I'm saying, in a righteous society, she's already been groomed and brought up and taught by other women how to be a wife to a husband. And when her time comes, once she passes that flower of her age, all right, she's married off to a man who's more than likely older than her, all right, to start a family. Okay, but in this society, they traffic the women. Okay, they traffic them. They even, sacrifice children. You know, they keep them drugged up and just pass them around the entire goddamn planet to these rich world leaders, celebrities. All right, you name it. And this has been a worldwide thing. All right, since society's been intact. All right, this ain't nothing new. This has been going on because Satan has had control over the planet Earth. This ain't no righteous society, man. And when them EP files do come out, all of you people are gonna be sick to your stomach about the people that you worship, the posters that you put on your walls of these people. You're gonna find out that they're the most sick and vile people on this planet. All right, because of the things that they have done to get the status that they have, to maintain the status, the fame, the money, and the accolades that they get in this world. All right? You're going to find that out, and you're going to find that out the hard way. Matter of fact, before we go any further, let's get the book of Luke, the 4th chapter, because you don't get that type of status in this society without bowing down to Satan. Okay? Talent just won't do it. I believe it's Luke, the 4th chapter. Yep, Luke 4. And I'm going to go straight to the point. Luke 4 and 5. And the devil, taking him up into an high mountain, shewed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of him, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will give it. If thou therefore wilt worship me, all shall be thine. See that? So when the devil took up Yahweh to this high mountain, he showed him all the kingdoms of the world. In a moment of time, he showed him every society, including Babylon the Great, the society that we living in now. He showed them all of them. All right? And he had control over them. All right? He had to control to give power to whom was willing to fall down and worship him. And make themselves abominable and contrary to righteousness. That's the only way you're going to get the status in this society. And this is why they don't want those EP files coming out, because the world will find out, and they gonna find out. I don't know how Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to do it, but Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to release it all. He's going to let the world know, all right, the wickedness that has been going on behind closed doors, especially dealing with his people falling down and worshiping Satan through entertainment, whether it be hip hop, pop, any form of music, athletics, Hollywood, all right? You're going to find out that a lot of the jakes that you people out there look up to are nothing but Satan worshipers, okay? And they've convinced you to worship Satan by way of their music, by way of the way they dress, the things that they wear, the signs that they throw up, all right? You're doing it without even knowing, all right? And you're going to find that out. And a lot of you going to be sick, all right? You're going to be sick to find out that the people that you idolize, all right, are that vile and disgusting. And I mentioned Chris Brown. He's one of them, all right? He's one of them. Trust and believe that, man, all right? I remember a few years back, you had the boxer Ryan Garcia. Everybody thought he was wigging out and bugging because of the things that he was saying. No, he was shown that dark side. He was shown that dark side of making this money and being a top figure and to influence the minds of the people out here. He was shown that side that the people don't know about, and it fucked him up. It scared the shit out of him to where he was screaming at the mountaintops, all on his Twitter, all on YouTube. But then they piped his ass down because they more than likely threatened him with death, or death to any of his family members, or however they did it. But as you don't hear him speaking about it no more. All right. So he was shown that world because that's the world that governs the world that we live in today. That dark, satanic, demonic ass shit that these people take part in, man. Right? And Esau Edom gets it from those ancient Hamites. As a matter of fact, from here, let's go to the book of getting the Apocrypha. We're going to go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Shalakia. Okay? Wisdom of Solomon, the 12th chapter. All right? Because trust and believe, man. Everything is going to come out. Like I said, I don't know how Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to bring it out. I mean, I got some ideas, based upon certain things that I've come across. But they've been saying it was supposed to have been happening. We don't know, right? But we do know these people will be exposed before Yahweh Shem Yahushua destroy this place. All right? And you're going to find out, like I said, you're going to find out that all your favorite celebrities are vile as shit. Literally. Okay? And that woman that wrote the book, Nobody's Girl, she's just one of the survivors of the EP experience. I call it that. And that was able to get a book out. All right, she just one. There's many of them online. All right, there's many ex prostitutes. When they were younger, they were fine. They would be out New York and LA attending these mansion parties, and they giving their account of the things that they saw at these parties, and every last one of them saw little people there after a certain time. All right, when I say little people, yes, I mean children. All right, and a lot of these interviews that's being done by these ex-prostitutes, video vixens, whatever you want to call them, that used to go to these parties, all right, A lot of that is being scrubbed from the internet. All right. They don't want the world finding out about the children. What about all them children that come up missing every year? What you think happens to them? Where you think they be at? Where you think they go? Right? They become sacrifice or sex slaves for the elite. Okay, for the elite of society, not just uh, uh, politicians and world leaders, countries leaders, but we talking celebrities. All right, A-list, B-list celebrities. Okay, we talking the whole nine. All right, and Esau Edom gets this wicked uh, uh, way of life in order for him to gain power from Satan. He gets it from the ancient Canaanites. All right, this is why the Heavenly Father had a disdain for them ancient Canaanites. This is why we weren't supposed to lay down with any of them Canaanite women. All right, because they were vile. All right, vile. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, and I'm gonna start at I'll read verse 3 on down. The key point is the fifth verse. It says, for it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, the Canaanites. Okay, and this is where Esau Edom gets his way to govern and to keep control and power. He studied those ancient Canaanites, man. He seen how they had the power and what they did, things that they did in order to get the power. All right. It says, "Whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcrafts and wicked sacrifices." Okay, and that's what America is. America is a big ass haven of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices. Odious works. All right, vile, wicked. Okay, and like I said, the Most High is gonna reveal it to where it ain't gonna be no, not him, not this. No, the Most High is gonna reveal everything, and we gonna show you the scriptures to prove that. All right, verse 5. And also there's merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh and the feast of blood. All right, these people drink blood. These people eat people, man. All right, and it's not a game. Y'all think it's all just about sex trafficking. It's a lot deeper and sinister and wicked. And this is why they don't want those EP files coming out. But the Most High is going to make something happen to where all of it is going to come out. Some of you might off yourselves when you find out. Okay? Some of you might off yourselves when you find out how wicked and vile and nasty these freaky ass people are, man, that you look up to when you worship. All right, that go for all, like I said, all your A-list celebrities, all your B-list. All right, your rappers. How many songs you gotta listen to in the lyrics where they tell you they sold to the devil? Okay. You think it's all, it's just, it went with the flow. No, nigga, he telling you what it is. Okay? It says, with their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that killed with their own hands, souls destitute of help. All right, because you had they would sacrifice their own children. All right, and this is why the Lord said that we should not make our children pass through the fire when you go to our law. All right, a lot of our so-called celebrity people. All right, good example is the Will Smith family. They sacrificed their children, all right, onto the system to push an agenda. All right, this is why you got Jaden. All right, he took on his mother's name from Jada to Jaden, and then their daughter took on the father's name from Will to Willow, and they reversed their roles. Uh, Dwayne Wade, what he did to his son. All right, he turned his son into a flaming, you know what, hot Cheeto. All right, and the list goes on, man. And you people think it's a joke. You think it's non-existent. No, this is how they get status. This is how they remain relevant. This is how they keep the money that they have. All right, and if they don't play ball, and they already had played ball, and they don't want to play ball no more, guess what? Somebody finna die. All right, because that's the cost when you make that deal with the devil. Okay. Now, like I said, I don't know how, but the Heavenly Father is somehow, some way, gonna bring all of it to the forefront to where it won't be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. All right. Let's go to the book of Mark, the 4th chapter. Okay. This is the book of Mark, chapter 4. Yeah, 4 and 22. It says, for there is nothing hid which shall not be made manifest. Which shall not be manifested, should I say. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing is hid that ain't going to be made manifest. All right? We're in the time of exposure. We're in the time of the Heavenly Father revealing everything. You just had this scandal with the NBA where a bunch of ex-NBA players and coaches were just arrested by the FBI for setting up gambling, staging games and whatnot. Which I didn't really, look into it. I just seen the headlines in the news. I know Chauncey Billups was arrested. What was the other guy? Damon Jones, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and some coaches. All right, they thought, and these guys are all retired. They are all retired, but the Most High made it manifested that they was doing secret wickedness. All right, throwing games, making these bets, with all this money. All right, and getting paid, getting broke off. How much more when it comes to all of Hollywood, all of entertainment? The Lord gonna make it manifest. He gonna reveal it all, man. All right. So again, Mark 4:22, for there is nothing hid which shall not be made, which shall not be manifested. Neither was anything kept secret. Ain't no secrets with the Most High. Most High know everything. And if with all the wickedness that has been done in this society, the Lord going to expose it before He destroys it. Okay? It says, but that it should come abroad. All right, and it will come abroad. Best believe that, man. Because Yahweh by Shemi Awashai is gonna make sure of it. Okay, let's get and this is why you had that woman and I keep forgetting her name, but that wrote the book Nobody's Girl. I know Elder Malcolm had did a video on it. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. And he used Kim Iverson, her take on it. He used their talking points. All right. See, the Lord is bringing out little by little of the true wickedness that's been going on behind closed doors, man. But he gonna blow the hinges off these doors, man. And everything gonna come falling out. Like I said, your most popular celebrities that everybody loves, you gonna find out that that's a vile ass motherfucker. That they were complicit with the wickedness that they saw and didn't speak up about it. All right. You see, like I mentioned, Ryan Garcia, he was shown the dark side, and it freaked his ass out. And they had to calm his ass down and threaten his life, threaten his family, whatever they did to shut his ass up. Okay? And one thing he kept saying was, man, we got to save the children, man. Those are children, those are kids. He kept saying that. And people thought he was losing his mind. No, he wasn't losing his mind. He was just introduced to that dark side of being a celebrity, being an A-list celebrity, and having the status in this world. You got to be shown that. You got to know what's really going on if you want to continue to make the money you make and be on top. And you got to be down with it. Whether you lay down with a underage, with a child, whether you sacrifice it, whatever, you're down with it, and you know about it. Okay. Let's get Ecclesiastes. Well, first, Ecclesiastes 12. Ecclesiastes 12 in the last verse. It says, well, I'll read 13 as well. Okay? It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. All right? This is your whole duty being on this planet Earth. But a lot of you don't. Majority of this society, of the world, period, do not fear Yahweh Shemi Awashai. All right? There's wickedness going on all over the place, man. I'm talking about all over. Our women going over to Dubai to get dookied on and pissed on, and then come back to the States like they some bad bitches when you just been degraded to the umpteenth power, to you, where you let grown ass men shit on you, man, and made you eat it, all for the money. Wickedness is completely at an all-time high in this society, man. And we're in the time to where the Lord is getting ready to judge it. He's going to expose it, then He's going to judge it. Verse 14, the key point. For God shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. See that? So we in that time to where the Lord gonna expose everybody, man. And a lot of you gonna be sick to your stomach finding out that the people that you idolized were into such wickedness. A couple more scriptures. Romans the second chapter. Romans chapter 2. Uh, let me see. I'm gonna go straight to the point. Verse 16. It says, "In the day when the Most High shall judge the secrets of men by Yahushua Hamashiach, according to my gospel." All right. See, everybody's gonna be judged according to what's written in this Bible, man. And there's laws, statutes, commandments. All right, things that you are forbidden to do. But this society, under the rule of Esau, Edom, all those things that are forbidden to the Heavenly Father, He does them, and He gets you to do them in order for you to get money, to be famous, and to get all the accolades that He provides. All right. So everybody's getting ready to be judged, man. Okay? Everybody's getting ready to be judged for the wickedness. And there ain't nothing that's secret that ain't going to be made manifest. All right? You're going to find out. Nero 47, he's just a chip off the block, man. You're going to find out, like I said, your idolized celebrities, all of them, especially the A-list ones, all of them, man. You're going to find out that they go both ways. You know, they've done vile and wicked things to children. All right, they've made themselves abominable. You know, drinking piss, drinking blood, eating feces. I mean, I'm talking the worst. And these are the people that they put in front of you to worship. And all of them got the nerve to call themselves thanking God, and without God, none of what I have would be possible. They all wicked as hell, man, and the Lord gonna expose them for being just that. All right, we in that time, man. So I'm gonna end it there. Lord willing, this was edifying to the hopeful elect. And Baba Kushar, feel free to add scriptures to the comment board to add to the lesson. You sincere Akyam out there. So call hello, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and we on to the next one. Shalom.